It's time.
Welcome one and all to a new video by Heroes for a Day. And as always, it's your favorite host, Darius, with a brand new action figure. Today's video is in English because why not? It's been some time. And prepare for the magnificence of the Big Blue Boy Scout, now coming in black. Yep. After several months of waiting, we finally have Superman in his black costume from Zack Snyder's Justice League movie. And hell yeah, at last, it's here, it's in my hands. Look at this, everyone. Amazing. Yep, I am truly happy. Since it's here, finally. I think it was initially dated for June 2021. I don't know why it took so long, but ta-da! Superman from our true original Justice League movie as we enjoyed it back in March 2021. So, let's take a look at the box. Nice windowed box here on the front. DC Multiverse, the whole line, Superman, the Justice League logo from the movie. Top side, nothing. Bottom side, the usual. Right side, it just says Superman. Left side, this nice Superman and Justice League letters textured. They feel nice. Very good. And on the back side, we have Henry Cavill's photo, rendered in black. This was initially red and blue from the first Justice League photograph that was published in 2017. It was recolored black via CGI, just like the suit was colored black via CGI. It was never black, it was red and blue. And each figure comes with a collectible trading card. The photo looks great. We have other figures from the line, Aquaman, Batman, Cyborg, Flash, and of course our Big Blue Boy Scout, who now is way more serious and philosophical and punches the hell out of bad guys. Yep, the box looks great. You can see the background there in blue. Looks very nice, very comic-y. Just like most of the McFarlane Toys action figures, which we love. So let me open them up and bring it forth to you in a couple of seconds.
Not impressed.
And here he is, Kal-El, the last son of Krypton, in all his black glory. Courtesy of Zack Snyder, of course. Let's see. Of course, as always, McFarlane Toys does not disappoint, and we have a pretty solid figure here. The design looks very good. I don't know about this issue here. I mean, the finish on the suit, on the other parts of the suit, looks somewhat shiny, but here it's more matte on the knees, and I don't know why. Perhaps, I don't know, the piece was miscolored, whatever. But all in all, it seems pretty solid, pretty decent. Um, well, the likeness here is so and so, but that's not the point with action figures of this cost rate. But it's okay. I mean, it has this jawline looks pretty similar to the actor Henry Cavill. Here, the hair bangs. I don't know why they tend to make Superman's hair so oily and slicked back. Whatever. I mean, in New 52, the hair bangs were more wild and wavy. That looked pretty nice. Whatever. I mean, this tendency to slick back Superman's hair. I don't know. I have this question about it. But whatever. This suit looks pretty nice. Let me get a closer look here. I mean, as always, it's textured. Most of the surface. It's black, and we have the Superman logo, the S shield in silvery color, silvery gray, silvery white-ish. And the lines here, the usual design that is not texture, that is more shiny to come in contrast with the rest of the suit. That the lines here that ran down his legs look pretty nice and give this contrast. The belt design here, also in silver, looks very nice. I don't like there is a problem in alignment here, but I cannot seem to line it up properly. You know, the two waist parts here. I don't know what this is about. Anyway, we have a closed fist right there. Exactly. You know, the fist that was so strong that created shockwaves across the whole factory place that the final battle took place. That fist that punched Steppenwolf, and I mean, I felt the shockwaves on my skin, not just the screen. It was awesome. And here the hand is more open, pretty nice. The boots are okay too. I like the fact that they're all black. I mean, in the photo here, they are kind of gray, dark gray, the cape too. And I wasn't so sure about it, but I like the fact that they're all black. They could make the accents here on the boots a bit silvery, but okay. The cape is blackish too. Well, all in all, I like the coloring and the designing to the pattern. Oh, the pattern was always Superman's standard costume. It's okay. It's very nice. I like it. I like it very much. So let's check the articulation. We have the head here. Exactly, the head rotates fully 360. It tilts down and kind of up. And another thing that I'm not so sure about, I don't think I like it that much, is that he seems kind of slouching. I mean, you want to stand his head more properly, and the neck seems kind of slouchy. Not so Superman-like. I mean, his posture should be more, I don't know, upright. Okay, we have a small butterfly joint here on the shoulder. The shoulder itself rotates fully, extends up to there and closes back in. There's mild swivel movement here on the bicep, but I'm not so able to fully rotate if it's possible. Double elbow joint, very good. Tight enough, but not too tight. Great. And the wrist rotates, bends outward and inward. On this arm, exactly the same happens. We have full articulation on the chest, here the up crunch. I don't know if this is actually a joint or something, but I can get it to move, and I don't want to break it. I just got it. I mean, don't want to ruin it, so I'll leave it just there. Legs extend forward, but first of all, you can see the cavity here, but it's okay, for me at least. And they tend to open on the side a bit. It's not so straight, whatever. Double knee joint. A bit tight, but bends all the way back. Great. And we have this this ankle joint that rotates, extends down and up. And we have swivel on the toes. I also don't like the ankle joint. It shows so much. I mean, it could have been better integrated with the whole design. Whatever. Okay. But he seems decent, and of course he can stand on his own. Something we want to see in every action figure we get, but we do not always see that. So, kudos to that. Well, in terms of accessories, we don't have much. I mean, we of course get the standard collectible card with the same photograph that we can find at the back side of the box. On the other side, some basic info about Superman from the DC Extended Universe. And of course we have a base stand, but this time, instead of the standard black base, we have this one, which is kind of interesting. It has a peg here, I guess it goes to the peg holes on his boots, and it has this arm here that can grapple, I guess, the waist and give him a flight pose or something, or a levitating pose. Let's see if this thing can hold him properly. Should be interesting. Actually, it can. Look there. This is nice. This is actually nice. The base stand can hold the figure in the air. I like that. Great job, McFarlane. And there's nothing else, even though I would like some, I don't know, perhaps some eyes, an alternate head that has a heat vision eyes or a heat vision effect, something like that, but I'm not complaining at this point. It's very, very nice. I like it. Sometimes I think to myself, why haven't I gotten a Superman figure depicting him from the DCEU? And I think this may be the reason. I was waiting for something like this. Even though it's the usual spandex and not something fancy like an armor or a ceremonial suit like the New 52 Superman, I think I'd like something looking like this. That's why I never got a figure with a classic red and blue. But now I think I'm satisfied. I mean, it's okay. It's nice. It's very nice. Alrighty then, final thoughts for the product. Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's decent. It's okay. As a whole, it has some minor issues. Perhaps it's my idea, perhaps it's universal, but personally, I don't mind that much. It has nice coloring, nice sculpting. The likeness is almost okay, and we're fine with it. It has minor issues with the coloring on the knees and the slouching neck there, but overall I'm satisfied with it. The base is pretty okay. It's strong. It's kind of flexible, the arm here, but at least at this point, it's still new, I mean, the base can hold the Superman figure, and I'm quite satisfied with it. I mean, yeah, money well spent. And I will definitely suggest it to those who are interested in getting their hands on it. And before we say our goodbyes for now, please, if you enjoy the video, hit like, subscribe to Heroes for a Day, show us your love, we appreciate everything. You can follow us on our Facebook page. You can watch our videos on monkeybros.gr, and if you like top 10 videos of pop culture with my voice, then you should definitely visit NerdPopGR here on YouTube. So, until next time, the crew is at War Power and the heroic continues.